Hi everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to Midday Message and Meditation. Midday Message and Meditation. Because I got a message for you and we are going to meditate. Listen, we got to get right. We got to get right. And sometimes we can be right or we can be on that path to getting right. And other things come into our life, other energies, other people, and they tend to annoy us. They tend to annoy us. So I want to talk about that. You know, what is causing that? What can we do about it? Because we are always in control. The power lies right here, right? The power lies within you. So we're going to talk about that today. I think I want to do the meditation first because this is my commitment to myself. My commitment to myself is I have cleared my schedule from, gosh, I forget what day I'm going to start it. I don't think it's next week. I think it's the following week. But I'll let you all know. But I'm going to start doing the midday message and meditation. At 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, which is 12 o'clock Eastern, which is 9 a.m. Pacific. It's hard. I have clients, I have people on all coasts, right? And so it's hard when you're one person and you're trying to do different things on different time zones. But I'm committed to clearing my schedule. So how many of y'all know to be successful, you must be consistent? I think I'm going to start this live over. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. I wasn't sure if I had it on private because I remember the other one was on private and I did my whole video and I was like, oh my gosh, nobody had an opportunity to join. So I'm glad. Gustavo, ¿cómo estás? Buenos días. So so before we talk about the annoyance and what do we do when we get annoyed, I want to just remind you all, to be successful, we must be consistent. We must be consistent, okay? We must be consistent. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Cruz. I'm a psychotherapist and hypnotherapist. I'm the creator of Deliberate Creation Coaching. I'm the creator of a lot of things, right? How many of y'all know you are a creator? If you are not creating, you're not living fully in your potential. So you don't necessarily need to create a course or a book or, you don't have to write books, but you do need to create. We are creators, so we want to live more in alignment with what we were born to be, right? Oh man, I can talk about so many things. As I speak, I'm like, boom, boom, boom. So many ideas come to me I want to share with you all. We need to stay in alignment with our calling, right? But that's not what I'm going to talk about today. Today, I'm going to talk about annoyance. People annoying us, things annoying us. I got highly annoyed yesterday. I got highly annoyed yesterday, and I did not like it. I did not like it, but I learned from it. Lord have mercy. I learned from it. We got to learn from things that we experience, y'all. Okay. So before I go into that, I just want to wrap up what I was saying. I'm going to be more consistent with these midday messages and meditation. I'm going to start it at 11 o'clock Central, probably in 2 weeks. I have not been consistent because I didn't dedicate myself to consistency. So you all, we have to consciously make a decision to do things if we want a certain level of success. Okay, so I'm going to close off that topic right there because I could go on for hours with that too. First and foremost, are you all taking your vitamins? Make sure you're taking care of mind, body, and spirit of yourself, okay? We only have one body, and you need to take care of it, okay? I have recommitted to myself to better care for myself. I have stopped smoking. I yesterday I went for a walk. I read somewhere that walking like X amount of miles a day, like 2 miles a day, actually helps you lose weight, which I was like, what? Like in my mind, the way I grew up and learned was that you had to exert energy. You had to like be in the gym, you had to go hiking, you had to exert like some kind of, walking is exerting energy too, but you know what I'm saying, on a different level. And this is saying no, that you could just walk and lose weight. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try that. Because what? The brain likes the path of least resistance, right? I also like the gym though, because I do cycle. I do my cycling class on Mondays. Kim, I'm sorry, I know I missed yesterday. I'll be there. I'm gonna get more consistent. I'm working on tightening up my schedule. You guys, we gotta tighten up our schedule, right? Don't just work. You know, we gotta like plan. You have to plan to be purposeful, and you have to be purposeful to plan. Okay? You have to plan to be purposeful. That means you have to plan to be purposeful with your time and your energy and your focus and who you're around and what you do. Whatever is purposeful to you, you have to plan that. It doesn't happen accidentally. And then you have to be purposeful in order to plan. All right? Very, very important. All right. So that's vitamin number 1. Vitamin number 2 for me is Nautica, sea moss. 92 vitamins and minerals. I'm not playing around. I am taking care of myself. Because you know what? I don't want people to annoy me, right? So the better I get with me, the more that I am physically well, the more I am mentally well, the more I meditate and I center myself and I ground myself, the more I connect with the vision on my life and for my life, the more I fall in love with God's dream for my life, right? This is what I'm trying to share with you all. I hope that you will join me. Yes, structure and order is a must. Yes, Calvin, you are right. And it's a daily thing, y'all, right? So I might get it right today, 85%. Tomorrow I got to try again so I could be better, right? So maybe tomorrow I'll be 87%. Then the next day I try again to get a little bit better. And then maybe one day I fall off. I'm not as structured and ordered, right? And so we got to like forgive ourselves, but quickly pivot. We got to get back in alignment, right? So let's talk about, so tell me, do you guys want me to do the meditations first or the talking first? Just give me your idea for the future, because I'm thinking I should probably do the meditation first, because maybe some people, once I get really consistent with this in 2 weeks, I'm thinking people will want to get the meditation and go back to work, right? And they don't have all day to just listen to me teach about something. But the teaching is very important too, right? All right, let me... I love these. Tropical. It's got dragon fruit. I never knew what that meant. But it's so good. It's kind of thick. Nautica sea moss. All right, so that's my vitamins for the day. I also, what else do I do to take care of my... We got to drink more water, y'all. Okay, we got to drink more water. We got to detox ourselves. They say that we're supposed to start the day off with water. So I got to get better at that. That's part of my order and structure, Calvin. I got to get better with that. I need to start my day with lemon water to do that detox, right? And then I have my detox tea. This did help me lose 5 pounds in 5 days. It did. And then I take my NRG. And this, I love this. It's a capsule because this prevents calories from turning into fat. So if you all want any of these products, they are in my bio. Okay, so I want to talk about what do we do when we get annoyed? What do we do when we get annoyed by people? So yesterday, I reached out to somebody for guidance. For guidance about something. Now, this person was more familiar with what I was seeking guidance on. They had been exposed to it for a longer period of time. So I went to them because they were the only person I knew to reach out to. But I knew this person had a different mentality than me, right? You can't just talk to me any kind of way. You can't talk to me any kind of way. I don't like it. I don't like it, but I've gotten to a place in life where I just don't want to respond and like anymore. So I rather just get out of the energy, right? I just exit left because I don't want to, in my mind, what I really want to do is like tell you about yourself, right? And just, probably curse you out for real. Just be like, who the fuck you think you're talking to? Like, you need to curb that shit. That's really what I want to say to people sometimes. Like, I don't know what's going on in your mind right now, but you need to get yourself right because you don't talk to people like that, especially not me. And that's really what I wanted to say. But I didn't. And I held my tongue and I just said, thank you very much for your help. And I was done. And in my mind, I was thinking, but she didn't help me. She didn't help me at all. She really just irritated my spirit and I didn't like it. And it bothered me. I was annoyed. And so what do you do when you catch that energy, right? And I'm not even certain that I caught an energy from her. She did have a way about her, right? And so she had an energy about herself. But the question is, did I pick up her energy? Or was it my lack of patience with her? No, it wasn't my lack of patience. But sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can be our lack of patience with someone. Because I talked to somebody today and my lack of patience with them caused me to have a feeling within me of irritation, right? So 2 days in a row, she annoyed me and this person irritated me. So I have to take a look at that, right? And so this is what I want to talk to you all about. When you get an awareness, so first of all, it's so important that we get an awareness of ourselves, right? I spent 20 years in a career field where I was constantly irritated. Because the irritation, this is the key. We have to ask ourselves, what is this irritation communicating to me? What is this annoyance I'm feeling communicating to me? Why is this person irritating me? Why is this energy, this situation, this room, these people, this conference, this job, this boss, this, whatever it is, why is it irritating me? So we have to be aware of that first. Be aware that I'm even getting irritated. When we are aware that we're being irritated, don't cover it up. You gotta sit with it and look at it. This is the basis of the truth will set you free, right? The truth will set you free. So because, sorry, I'm rocking the house. Shout out to the Marines. Shout out to our military. Our military sacrificed so much. Yeah, they sacrificed so much. They sacrificed their life. They sacrificed their liberties. They sacrificed their freedoms. They sacrificed their families. They sacrificed their health. Shout out to the military. Yeah, no one does it like the military. So when we become aware that we have gotten annoyed by something, we don't just stuff it down. That's what I did for 20 years. And I was stuffing it down. And then I started self-medicating through drinking and partying because that was fun. I was like, hey, turn up, right? And turn up is cool every once in a while within limitations, right? But when you start turning up and drinking or smoking or doing whatever you're doing to numb your feelings, because the irritation is so out of control and it's consuming you emotionally and mentally and energetically, then you got a problem, because you're not being true to yourself. Freedom is in truth. Freedom is in truth. If we're not true to ourselves, we're not free. So for those 20 years, I wasn't true to myself because I wasn't sitting with my truth. I was self-medicating my truth. I was numbing my truth because I felt powerless, right? So first and foremost, we must know in Christ, we are not powerless, right? The Creator has given us autonomy and dominion. We just need to know that. And a lot of times, no one has explained that to us. No one has told us, from where do you come from? We must know from where we come from. We must know what created us and what is within us that creates us. What makes me me? What makes me human, right? So I'm talking about, what do we do when we get annoyed? What do we do when someone irritates us? The problem is not out there. That is just a reflection of something in here that needs to get tweaked, right? So we must know that we have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, a spirit, emotions, memories, triggers, traumas, habits. You know, we have all of these different things and then some that make us who we are as human beings. So yesterday when that girl irritated my spirit and it lingered, like it had caught a hold of me and I didn't like it. I didn't know how to release it, right? And so mistake number one. And I'm almost ashamed to even admit it because I'm like, come on, Dr. Cruz, you know better. Right? Come on, girl. Like, practice what you preach. I made like the mistake that everybody makes. I made the mistake that everybody makes, which is we go to somebody else to talk about it. We go to somebody else to talk about it. So I called my daughter to talk about it. And I was like, blah, 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 blah. And how many of y'all know 9 times out of 10, the person that you go to for comfort is probably not going to give you the comfort that you need, right? Because they're coming from their perspective and you're coming from your perspective. So you're thinking, I want to hear something. I want to hear something from this person. I'm calling this person for comfort. And they're coming from their perspective, which is usually not, I'm going to comfort this person. Usually it's, I'm going to tell the person whatever it is that they want to tell you, right? So mistake number one, don't go to other people. When you get annoyed by someone or a situation, don't go to other people to talk about it. Don't go to other people to get comfort, because 9 times out of 10 is not going to happen. And then you're going to end up even more irritated and you're going to feel resentful, potentially. I was like, oh, why did I do this? I know better. I mean, my daughter was very comforting until she wasn't. And she was like, well, Mom, you should know, and she kept it real with me. But I wasn't in the space where I wanted to receive that yet. What I wanted to receive was, I don't know, something different. So the point is, don't go to other people to talk about it. You could go to prayer. You can go to your journal. You can go to your voice recorder. You could go to the mirror. You could walk around your house and talk to Jesus. You could do other things, but don't go to other people. But it's the number one thing we want to do. We want to go to someone to talk about it, to feel understood, to feel validated, to feel to express ourselves, because we're human. This is what we want. This is why I'm saying we must know what makes us who we are. And part of what makes us who we are is we need to express ourselves at times. And because what you do not express gets suppressed. And when we suppress our emotions and things that we want to say, it shows up later eventually as physical illness or dis-ease. Because internally, we're not eased, we're dis-eased. So when we suppress it, you know, that negative energy eventually shows up in some form of physical ailment, which could be anxiety. It could be heart problems. It could be, I don't know, other stuff. What are some things that, you know, suppressed energy can show up as, y'all? Headaches. It literally, suppressed energy, suppressed stressed energy can show up physically in any form. It could be eye problems. It could be hearing problems. It could be respiratory problems. It could be digestion problems. That's a big one, right? Stressed people have digestion problems. Ulcers. Absolutely, Charity. Thank you. Nervousness. You know, just whatever it is. So we need to express it, whatever is irritating us, but not to other people, because at least not right away, because what we need is not usually reciprocated to us. Now, unless you know someone that is legitimately going to listen to you, comfort you, help you get out of that energy, and then if they need to keep it real with you, they can keep it real with you. But most people don't know how to listen from compassion first. That's why you got me, a therapist. But who does the therapist go to when she needs somebody to listen compassionately, right? I better have my own therapist or someone else. So in that moment, I couldn't just call my therapist at 11 o'clock at night. But keep that in mind. Either make sure you have the right person who is usually spiritually grounded. You don't want to just go to your homegirl who's going to turn up with you. Like, that's not going to be helpful, right? And you don't want to go to the really critical person, because that's not going to be helpful to you. So we want to root ourselves, either prayer, meditation, you know, journaling. We have to still express it, but we want to do it in the right way, right? Y'all with me so far? So what happened was I talked to my daughter. I expressed myself. And I had to take a shower, right? I took a shower before I went to bed. And so we have to change our physiology. We must do something to change our physiology when we get irritated. So in that moment, it was late. I was going to bed. The shower helped me out. Ordinarily, if someone gets irritated by someone at their job, we can't just go take a shower, right? So we have to be able to have something up here that controls our physiology, right? That knows how to shift it. So I want to encourage you all to learn some ways to shift your physiology immediately when someone irritates you, right? And so here are some suggestions. Number one, if you can learn to be the observer of the experience so that you don't emotionally experience the experience. Right? So initially we're going to emotionally experience it unless we've already guarded ourselves, right? So if you emotionally experience it right away, boom, cut it off. As soon as you notice it, this is why we must be aware. You know how they say stay woke? This is part of staying woke. Staying woke means stay alert, right? And so when you're alert, you already know certain people may irritate you, right? But even if you're caught off guard, you want to be able to cut that as quickly as you're aware of it. You want to cut that emotion, right? You gotta learn how to shift from being emotionally experiencing the situation in the moment to shifting, like a car shifts gears. You want to shift into observation, so that now you observe the person. When you observe the situation or observe the person, you don't emotionally experience it. You're here, you're not here, right? And this is really especially important for highly sensitive people. That's me. People who are emotional in nature. That's me. That's why I make a great therapist, because I can, and I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about empaths per se. We got a lot of empaths in the world. I'm an empath too. Let me think about that for a minute. Empaths. So empaths, it's the same for empaths, but this is the thing with empaths. Oftentimes empaths feel like that is their identity. And if you're an empath, it's not your identity. It's part of your identity. It's not your whole identity. You get to decide who you become. So you may naturally have this gift of being empathetic, which means that we experience too much of external energy, right? And so you have to learn, so shifting into observation will absolutely help the empath. But you have to first come from an intellectual perspective that I have control over me. And a lot of empaths don't do that. They identify so deeply with, I'm an empath, as if it's a badge of honor. I'm an empath, right? But the thing is that when they say that, oftentimes it's coupled with helplessness. I'm an empath, and therefore I, X, Y, and Z. I feel this, I'm exposed to this, I'm debilitated by this, blah, 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 blah. So you have to create, you have to supersede that empathic identity with an intellectual identity, all right? So once we are aware of what's irritating us or affecting us emotionally or annoying us, we want to bring that conscious awareness into action by protecting, cutting off that emotion, right? Stopping that emotion. Stop being exposed. Stop being emotionally exposed to that situation. And because that's going to serve as a damage control, right? You want to stop the damage control. So what you can do after that, once you bring awareness, is you want to then put in some kind of protective factors for you. And then eventually, after all of that's done, you want to sit with and analyze, why did this irritate me? Why? What is the message? This is the most important part. What was the message? What was the message? So I had to sit with, once I took a shower last night, I calmed my physiology down because I was really irritated. I was in what you call cognitive dissonance. My mind wanted to do one thing, but my personality did something else because I hold myself to a higher standard now. I don't want to just curse the girl out. I don't want to go off on the girl. I don't want to tell the girl about herself. I don't have time to explain all of that to people because I don't really know you like that. I don't have that relationship with you. So it's best for me if I don't explain myself and I just say, hey, thank you very much. Talk to you later. But in my mind, I have a different thing going on. So when that happens, we have to get to a place where we can sit with ourselves and say, okay, what was the message? Because if we just suppress it and go self-medicate, go smoke a cigarette, go drink a drink, go do something to alleviate and neutralize that sense of annoyance and irritation, then we miss the message. And that's where the gold is. We must get the gold. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up because I could go on and on. So set boundaries, protect your energy, stop dealing with those kinds of people. So what I did is I got out of her life, right? I was like, this is not the kind of person I want to talk to, period, the end. So first and foremost, you all must give yourself permission to remove people from your life. We have to have permission to remove people from our life because if not, we're going to tolerate too much. How many of y'all understand about that? Oh my goodness, making a mess. How many of y'all understand what I'm talking about? How many of y'all understand what I'm talking about? we're going to tolerate too much. And we cannot do that anymore. Stop tolerating people. It's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be tolerating people. And yet we do. So what helps me not tolerate people is what I initially started off talking about, is I must fall in love with God's dream for my life. I must fall in love with God's dream for my life. Because when I fall in love with God's dream for my life, then I can understand who I am. And when I understand who I am, I also understand everybody's not for me. And I'm not for everybody. And that's okay. No judgment. It's okay. But we must be able to give ourselves permission to let people go. To set them free. To just put up a boundary. Everybody cannot have access to my heart. Everybody cannot have access to my mind. Everybody cannot have access to me. Because energy is transferred between people. And that energy I received from that girl last night really irritated my soul. And I was like, I'm done. I don't need it. If you don't know how to communicate with me without being a bitch, you don't belong in my life. If you don't know how to communicate with me without talking sideways, you definitely don't belong in my life. So for me, what it said was that we're at two different places in life, because I don't communicate that way anymore. So I'm not going to tolerate people who talk to me like that. And she could have had good information, but I couldn't even hear it because of how she was speaking to me. Right? So we got to set standards for ourselves in our life. I'm not going to be a slave to anybody. I'm not going to be attached to someone and then be they're a ball and chain to my life. Right? And that gets kind of difficult sometimes when we're talking about family or people we love. You know, how do you let go of those people? How do you put up boundaries? How do you protect yourself? So I'm going to close there with that message. I hope it was useful to somebody. And, think about it for yourself. But get the message. Get the message of why you're being irritated. What is it about them? What is it about that moment? What is it about all of that that really irritated you? Because that's how you grow. There's no real growth in just recognizing we're irritated and recognizing this person gets on my nerves and things of that nature. That's not where the growth happens. That's the awareness part. That's where you can make shifts in your life. But the real growth for you, the gold, is sitting with that message and saying, okay, what do I need to learn about that moment? And for me in that moment, it was, I think some learned helplessness was showing up for me, that had I just taken some time to do research and this, that, and the other thing, I would have found out what I was asking from her, because her sarcasm didn't help me at all. And it goes back to the truth that everything we need in life is already inside of us, right? Everything I need to grow is inside of me. I just need to know how to connect with it, right? But we look to other people to help us along the path in hopes that they're not going to be a jackhole, that they're not going to be a jackhole and come with all the extra. But oftentimes we do meet with that, right? Because people are that way. If people knew how to listen from a place of compassion first and then communicate clearly and directly, then a lot of that would be avoided. But we have to understand who we're dealing with, right? So think to yourself before you open your mouth, who am I dealing with? Because they've already shown you what kind of person they are. So you can already reasonably guess, predict the kind of response you're going to get. Okay. So I'm going to close there with that. Let's do a quick meditation. We're going to release any kind of pent up energy. Maybe this meditation's more for me than you all today. Actually, I don't really have any more. I have a little bit of pent up energy because someone today just kind of irritated me a little bit too. And the message in that, I caught the message very quickly. We're just in two different mental places. And I either need to have patience with this person because they're a significant person in my life, or I need to just speak my truth to this person and say, hey, I can't. You when I talk to you, you irritate me because your mentality is here and mine is here, and you're not getting here with me. And because you're not getting here with me, I can't keep exposing myself to you. But I love you. I care for you deeply, and this hurts my heart. But so I either have to confront the situation verbally and challenge them to level up, or I have to put up a boundary and stop communicating with the person altogether. And that probably is not going to happen because of this person, the role they play in my life. So something I have to sit with and figure out, right? How do I deal with someone who's not mentally where I'm at? Even though they have the capacity to be, they're just not there yet. And sometimes we do have to have patience with people because change, especially mental change, doesn't happen overnight. But damn, come on. Pick it up, right? We need to pick it up. We're not here forever. I'm trying to get places in life. I don't have time to tolerate people who know better, but yet still don't do better, right? But that's the power of the subconscious mind. The programming, the fear is in the subconscious mind. This is why hypnosis is so important. We got to change that subconscious programming. Okay, so if you want self-hypnosis audios, go to my website, capricruz.com, and there should be a self-hypnosis tab. It's a company I refer people to. Their self-hypnosises are extremely affordable. They're $14.95 each. You have the audio. It's about 15, 20 minutes. You have it for the rest of your life. You listen to it every night. Listen to your self-hypnosis every night. Don't fall asleep. It's only 15 minutes. It's a challenge for some people. We often fall asleep. But, get to a place where you don't fall asleep. Keep practicing, and it will reprogram your subconscious mind. There's only two main ways to reprogram your subconscious mind. Self-hypnosis is the best, okay? Everything else, we're working with the conscious mind. But the programming's not in the conscious mind. The programming's in the subconscious. All right, let's do meditation. I'm not going to do any music today. Today is just silence. All right, here we go. Get in a comfortable position and close your eyes. The importance of meditation is for us to disconnect from the external world and bring our awareness into ourselves. Let the sound of the vibration connect with you energetically. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just gain an awareness of how your body is feeling in this moment. Do a body scan from the top of your head down your forehead. And as you're doing your body scan, allow every muscle in your body to begin to relax. So bring your awareness to your muscles and allow them to relax. And as you're doing that, gain an awareness of any tension that's pent up anywhere in your body. And wherever that tension is, pretend that there is a door. And open the door and allow that tension to be released. Continue to breathe in through your nose and release anything that no longer serves you. Any tension, stress, anxiety, negativity to be released on the exhale. This is your time to honor you. We must learn to put ourselves first, to heal ourselves, to honor ourselves, to release the pent-up negative energy that has been stored in our body for years, decades. Traumas, memories, anxiety. It's time to let it all go. Continue to relax every muscle in your body, coming down from your neck. Allow your jawline, just open your mouth a little bit to let your jaw relax. Drop your shoulders. Bend your neck a little bit from left to right. Exhale. Put your hand over your heart. And just send love to it. Love and appreciation. Your heart works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to keep you alive, because you have a purpose in life. It's not working that hard for you to be miserable, for you to be depressed, for you to be hopeless and helpless and lifeless. Your heart is not working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that you could kill yourself with substance abuse. Think about that. Your heart is so loyal to you. It's energized by the life force of God that you breathe in through your nostrils. That oxygen is God's breath, and it energizes every cell in your body. It energizes your heart and your mind, because you were created for a purpose. You are a phenomenal creation. You have a magnificent brain. You have a loyal, hardworking heart. God, you're so lucky. That is incredible. Feel the vibration of everything you have inside of you working for you. God, catch a glimpse of that. Get in alignment with that. Recognize what is happening on the inside of you. How can you have a brain and a heart and all of these organs working so hard for you loyally, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And the best we can do is be confused, be angry, be irritated, be annoyed, be depressed, be lifeless, self-medicate with substances. That's the best we can do? Be angry, be externally focused and irritated? No, we gotta release all of that right now. Release it all, disconnect. That is not the authentic you. I need you to bring your awareness to the phenomena that you are. Why would you have a phenomenal brain that can manifest anything in the world that it wants? And a heart that's so loyal, it works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for you. No one you know and nothing you know works that hard. And it's working for you. Why would your Creator equip you with such phenomenal, integral pieces to you if you didn't have a purpose? You have a purpose. You need to ask yourself, what is God's dream for my life? Breathe that in and release anything that no longer serves you. Breathe in the life force of God, your Creator. Whatever you believe created you, breathe in that life force. And affirm to yourself, I have a bigger purpose on my life than I'm aware of. And I have a magnificent brain and a loyal heart and loyal organs that work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to keep me alive and healthy so I can bring this purpose into fruition. And I can release everything that annoys me, irritates me, stresses me. I can release it all. I can learn the message, learn the lesson, and then release the energy. Breathe that in and exhale. Again. Release. I'm going to sit in silence while you all do that 3 or 4 more times. Breathe in God's life force. Let it rejuvenate you, your magnificent brain, and your loyal heart. And release everything that no longer serves you. Drop your shoulders. Release the tension. Just release it. Allow every sensation in your body that feels tense or stressed to just seep away through your pores. Let it go. Let it be released. It doesn't belong to you. Deeply relax. Let the life force that you breathe in through your nostrils re-empower you. This is a superpower you have. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Stay centered on your breathing. Breathe in power and rejuvenation, and exhale anything that no longer serves you. All right, take in one last big deep breath and exhale. One more time. Exhale. All right. Open your eyes. I hope that didn't pause. It may have, but it's okay. All right, so thank you very much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions, let me know. If you are trying to get over any struggles that you have in life, I have created a course. It's $37. It's called Getting Beyond Your Struggles and Into the Life That You Want to Create, that you love. We need to get past this mentality of struggle and pain and all these limiting factors. And we need to shift into the life that we want to create, that we love. Okay? All right. So I will see you all tomorrow for more. You guys have a great day. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.